Bro, I just had a young man drive 3 hours on a scooter to meet me in Indianapolis. I don't take it for granted, like this is somebody not only spent money with you, they let you in their mental hard drive for and space they could be using somewhere else.
Hey guys, thanks for joining the Elation podcast today, where we enjoy exhilarating euphoria through creation and collaboration. We are today with
Sweet.
504Fiend,
Hey,
Mr. Fiend himself, Mr. Womp Womp.
well, not International Jones.
Oh, International Jones, Sleepy Bear.
Hey.
The names keep going like a boxer, right?
Hey, man.
AKA.
AKA.
AKA. What was your first rap name?
It was whack. It was a whack name.
I know. It's always whack. I can't even come up with a producer tag because I just keep thinking it's whack. Everything I come up with.
We're overthinking it. But just for the record, you could just tell what I was influenced as a kid. My first MC name was like Sir Alpine, some shit. Real talk. Alpine radios was all that. He had Sir Mix-a-Lot. You know what I'm saying? I was borderline a foot in the street and was still, I could talk. I can articulate, you know what I mean? So yeah, it never happened.
It never happened.
No,
all
sir,
right.
it didn't.
Well, we'll get to the transition to Fiend soon, but let's tell the people where you're from, where'd you go to school, they'll give you a little origin story just so that everybody understands.
No doubt, man. My name is Jones, PKA Fiend. Born and raised uptown Hollygrove, Louisiana.
Hey.
You heard me? That mighty 17. A remarkable village. I had an amazing upbringing. Music has always been in my life. And I was fortunate to not run away from music when I feel like I got bit by the hip hop bug or, and just activated. And that's just, I realized, oh my God, I have to do this.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so music was early on. So family or who kind of attached you to it in the beginning? Because there's always that moment where like, oh.
That is a very good question. I don't think I had a chance yet. I was old enough to meet my family members that was involved in music just yet. Shout out to Houseman, Thorough the Cluet, rest in peace. B. Shipe from Eli Tay. My little cousin Sylvester Powell. A gang of people in the entertainment industry.
I got you.
But man, my clearest memory first of saying like, what the hell is that? And these guys are lit. You know what I'm saying? it had to be sitting down on the sofa and it's dark and for some reason I think it's Showtime on and it's Earth, Wind & Fire. And these dudes is rocking it, bro. You know what I'm saying? And like on I think it's Philip Bailey, him being able to hit these altos, soprano, it just was crazy, man. These guys were jamming, enjoying themselves, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that, I think, was my eyes really drinking, like, someone's performing music.
Right.
And that these dudes is killing it.
Taking it in. Yeah, because knowing you, I mean, I know you're a music lover just like me. Like, and like for me, I remember almost every major moment of when I found a genre. And, like now the moments I don't remember, my mom told me that I was singing Heart when I was a kid and all the 80s bands and stuff.
Nice.
And I don't, I'm born 85, so I don't quite remember all that stuff,
Right.
but that's where it attached.
Right.
But at the same time, like I remember my first actual hip hop album, which was Warren G.
Nice.
Regulate.
Wow.
So I literally remember, I can visually see myself putting the CD in, or the cassette actually, in the player and hitting play and listening to the whole album. And where I was at, my room, I can visually see it right now.
Now picture this here. You are one person that can go on camera, that can go record it saying that you are one instrumental person in creating Warren G's tomorrow in the music business. Because when his album came out, either could have been, I'm going to rock with this or I want to listen to this artist again.
Right.
And so, yeah, like,
But
see,
crazy.
that's how I think about
But crazy,
music like that, yeah.
right? And it's crazy, and it's also crazy that from New Orleans, and the first hip hop album that I bought was was that. But I also visually remember you guys like
Shout out to Warren G.
Yeah, shout out to Warren G.
Yeah,
but I also remember the very specific moment that I saw the Make 'Em Say video.
Oh man.
Like I literally remember where I was at. I was at my grandfather's condo in Florida, and
Nice.
the song had just come out, and music videos were a big deal back then, so they were all over TV.
Right, right.
And I remember seeing that video for the first time, and I was like, I feel proud to be from New Orleans right now.
Bro, think about it. We had huge impact as the Gregory D's, the Manny Freshes, the Deviouses, the Tim Smooths, the Mia X's. We had people that, that knocked it out the park, but the world had yet the chance to indulge and see it marketed to the world.
Right.
And when we did the Make 'Em Sit video, I recall Percy Miller, y'all, Master P, saying this is gonna be the most expensive video that he's paid for with this particular director that was out actually making movies and making high-end
Because
music videos.
that shit looked like a movie.
Hey, bro, he literally, I must say, I've seen entrepreneurs before, but I must say the more I study on the things that I do to date, seeing a great version of something or getting an impression of something, it sticks with you. Hearing him say that, I do the same thing today. If no matter what the world is thinking, I'm gonna put my own funds, my own time, my hours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But the video had to be one of the greatest investments I think as a company. No Limit
it
did.
Stamped everything,
Oh,
man. I like I said, I literally can visually picture myself watching it for the first time and then wanting to watch it over and over and over and over and over again. And then I remember people that aren't from here that I know watching it and seeing it and wanting to buy the album now and being a part of things. And so you see this national like spread in New Orleans, because New Orleans is a little big town. Like it's a or a little big city, I guess you could say. It has a big impact, the city, but the people around it are small. So we're all family, I feel. So like when you see other people repping New Orleans outside of New Orleans, it just brings like something to your heart.
I feel most people are like that. I think because of what all we went through, survive, endured here, period. I think we have that automatic connection, almost to see somebody from where you're from,
Right.
and be like, bruh, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not alone, you feel me?
Right.
Like, well, for sure, what part you from,
Right.
I agree.
But it always goes down to what school you went to.
What school you went to? Where you from? Where you from? Don't let it be the West Bank or something. Where you from the West Bank? That's just crazy how all to this day.
Oh, I'm telling you, man. Yeah.
But the world got a chance to see New Orleans on the hip hop scene, in a way that they had not seen it yet.
When you heard that song first, did you know? Like, because when you went in the booth and you heard that, what was done already? Was the hook done already?
Nah, the beat was done. You heard me? The beat was done, and I remember
that was KLC, right?
That was KLC produced that, and I remember Pete giving this direction of when he was about to record it. And I thought it was dope. I really, really, really wish it was video recorded, because it was it was honest.
Right.
It wasn't someone throwing names in a hat. It wasn't someone showing favoritism.
Right.
It was honest. And he looked up and got up and said, "Hey, I'm letting y'all know now. Letting y'all know everybody ain't gonna be able to get on this. You know what I'm saying? But whoever done first with their verse, you heard me, you can get on it, and we gonna record it. And if I don't like it, we was like, bro, for sure." So we got psyched up. Everybody got geeked up.
He put the competition in you.
Right, but we were sitting in this little room. Like, the studio was not a big studio.
Right.
But it was all we needed. And I recall being in the doorway, writing my rap on a piece of paper on the threshold of the door, bro.
Wow.
And not looking at nobody, not watching that dog in his race, not watching that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I just looked up. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? And P went in there and did his verse. And he freestyled. This shit was so cool. He's a freestyle, bro. And I don't know what that kicked in for him, but he stuck to it. And I thought that was so dope.
Well, because he's almost more of an MC than a rapper. I mean, and I say that with respect, meaning like he's more of a hype man. Like his lyrics are more of like, yeah, I want to get into him, I want to yell it, I want to scream it, but like they're not necessarily lyrical.
He used to say, "Y'all might be the most lyrical, this, that, and the other, but I'm the greatest hustler," right? And what I liked about him as an MC is that he's a voice for someone,
right,
somewhere that can spit it out like that,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
and
right. Well,
that
every
made me
drunken
realize
man
the world.
in a room can understand what he's saying
Hey,
in the right respect.
Hey, bro.
And when you dumb things down, which is the right thing to do for hits, because that's what people do. Like that's why jazz musicians aren't necessarily the best musicians for the radio, because they're always in competition with the music.
And
so,
there isn't enough repetition.
Right. And repetition and making people, because most people don't understand music theory, where things should go, where things are placed. So they want that easy to remember things. And he kind of gave that element to where, like, I'm going to know what he's saying and I'm going to say it and it's going to be easy for me to say and remember. And then you guys gave the lyrical side. So, like, I feel like it was a little bit about both.
He could have kept his mouth closed. He could have not had the courage.
Right.
To be around all us ferocious MCs.
Right.
He didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that is the team player that I appreciate of any company, knowing to play your part,
right,
to encourage,
right,
to motivate,
absolutely,
to get the best results.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you are correct. I think I learned that there's a consumer for everybody out there, and that was a very valuable point. We thought rap had to just be a certain kind of way.
Right. Because so as jazz musicians and people that are very technical in music are always in competition with the music.
Correct.
Lyricists are always in competition with the words.
Okay. So you saying that right now, you're making me think of a few producer buddies I know right now in rap, hip hop, whatever you want to call this genre, that need to hear that. Because they're constantly in competition with their beat, right? It's always too much.
Yep. Well, they're always trying to outcalculate.
You hear this? If you're a producer, you are a composer. What he just said was the straight up facts. You're on the competition and you strangling yourself.
Yep.
Instead of letting it breathe.
And letting it breathe. Space is one of the most important things in music, in music production. Because the ear needs space.
I need to hear that as well.
Yeah. Space. But what let's stay on the old days, because I want to hear, what is one of your favorite stories from back then? Like you know, there was a growing period for everybody, and everybody was in this moment of, all right, I feel it, it's coming, I can taste it, it's right there, but it hasn't come yet. What was that moment where, like, everybody kind of looked around and said, man, we've really got something special?
Man, to recollect, it was already a moving force. Everybody was their own energy. Coming together made it just that much more special. For myself, of knowing that it's two outlooks. For myself, of knowing that I fit in this label, this company, this space, and we could do great things. It was me doing a song called "Don't Mess Around" on the Baddest soundtrack. Something about presenting that and seeing the reaction, and just how many times they had to play it back, and you know what I'm saying, just drinking in different spaces, you know, that let me know. But somehow when me and P and Mac, like, we just all went to recording nonstop. I just refused to leave the studio, right?
Right.
And so many great things were happening.
Right.
You know, and Ghetto D, Baddest soundtrack was out the park, but Ghetto D dropping had to be it. I had like about 6, maybe
Yeah,
between
you were all
6
over
and
that
8,
album.
right?
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
Hey, it's a blessing, man. Homie could have been closed-minded to a lot of things, right?
Right.
And I think that makes a great producer to know that, hey, this little bit tastes good over here, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I think that was a great thing, and I'm so grateful to him to let me be involved.
Well, so to that point, you think P's a great producer?
I do think he is a great
Because the word
producer.
producer gets thrown around a little differently now, you know, like all over the place. Like I understand producer as a guy who can see a vision.
Oh my God! Then he has to have that as one of the many titles that he have. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I can't help but keep it funky, bro. I looked forward to seeing him want what he want to do next, and he was in his element, bro. He was in his element. I could be over here humming something, and he'd be like, he'll walk over, bobbing his head, and I just get to running it to him. You know what I'm saying? And he'd be like, "Hey, Kill, get Fiend the booth, man. Lay that down, right?" Or he excited to get you, like, where y'all at? Come in the studio. I got something for y'all. Y'all need to get on this right now.
Right.
So yeah, I really believe so. He knew when to give you the singles. He was doing the smart thing that Puffy was doing. Then
Right.
when it was time to do these remakes,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was great at that.
Yeah. So I don't think he gets enough credit as a producer.
Nah, he
Because
doesn't.
nobody talks about
He
P as a
doesn't.
producer.
Hey, think about it. To the movies,
Right.
bro. Regardless, I may not have it perfect my first try, but you're gonna get these efforts, and we're gonna figure it out together.
We're gonna figure it out together,
He
right?
produced movies, bro.
And people watched him.
Yes, of course. The fan base.
Yeah.
The diehard fan base.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so yeah, of course.
But I also think that was one of the first things that, like, we were like, wait a minute, wait, P's doing movies now? I feel like, but I also feel like at the same time, Make 'Em Say Video was such a movie that I think people were open to it.
Okay, let me draw you back. Keep in mind, he had the Bout It movie before right?
Make 'Em Say Up. But
right.
But that was more local.
But it's the idea.
It's the idea.
It's the idea.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we could shoot on these Sonys or we could shoot on these phones, bro.
Right.
It's gonna get done.
It's gonna get done.
So, like I say, you know, behind somebody having the tenacity and the courage to create something,
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
I just think it starts there.
Right.
And now if you can follow it up and follow the plan to make it match what you have inside, awesome too.
Right.
But don't think that not making 100%, doing it at 70% is still a win.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right, 100%.
You know, yeah. So that's awesome for you to acknowledge that, man. Shout out to Master P,
Shout out to P, man.
For sure,
yeah,
bro.
and I guess now we're talking about him. Shout out to him on stage this weekend with Louisiana
man.
Fest,
that was
man.
Awesome. That was awesome.
What a healing for the city.
That was awesome, bro. You know, there's always this mystery, that's bedtime story of there's something, Cash Money, No Limit don't like each other. You know, besides that, for the fact that you haven't seen this before, let's appreciate that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Percy Miller comes on stage with Mayor Cantrell. They give Lil Wayne the key to the city. Beyond well deserved.
Absolutely.
Love this for him. He's from Hollygrove, 1-7, put it down.
Yes, absolutely.
And on top of that, he is the first name revealed on the
NOLA Walk of Fame.
NOLA Walk of Fame.
Yep.
And that's awesome, bro. You know what I'm saying?
100%, I agree, man. It almost made me cry when I was watching.
Given to by one of the nationwide, the worldwide first pioneers of accomplishment.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. And I also want to give respect to Baby and P
come on, man.
for over the years not truly beefing. Because I don't know if it's the way we all grew up that changed it for them, because in a sense, you know, we all understand that being a big small city, you understand we're all connected somehow. There's no reason to truly hate each other. Like we might not like each other, we might not come across paths, we might not want to do business, but there's no hate, I feel like, in New Orleans between a lot of people. You know, like if you're from New Orleans, there's no hate wherever, it doesn't matter.
After a good game, you're supposed to be able to shake hands.
Right. Yeah, 100%. You know,
Yeah.
and I just respect because you watch a lot of other cities blow up because nobody can get along in anybody coming up, and it just really I feel like it was one of the few times that two big entities could could entertain one space and grow together.
Hey man, like to be raised here alone, you feel me? Like we have our own battles.
Right.
And it takes, I said on a post on IG the other day, two mountains may never meet, but two men can.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it might be layers to it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
They could always meet in the valley, right?
oh, bro, like you know what I'm saying. And my mom tell me I'll never ever forget a delay is not a denial. Yeah, you might have wanted it for the 99 or 2000. You feel me?
Right.
But hey, we got it for the 2024.
Yeah, no, and I honestly think it would have been too early. I think it wouldn't have been as special.
There will be no wine before this time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now we got a batch, a 30-year-old batch, right?
Right.
It's been casted. It's been, you hear me,
Yeah.
sitting and waiting, right?
Yep. Wait.
Now we can serve it and get the market correct value for
Absolutely.
it. Right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Well, and everything comes in cycles, man.
Yes, sir.
Everything comes in cycles. So
Mhm.
let's talk. I mean, I guess let's talk a little bit about the No Limit reunion tour. How do you feel about fans and things coming back out after 20 years?
I think it's dope. No Limit Reunion Tour was amazing. I keep thinking the simplest form of it is being able to meet somebody that you've been their cousin, their big brother, their little cousin, whatever, all these years in their head. You've been that person in the passenger seat with them when thought they was riding dolo. You was the person with them taking college for the first time. You know what I mean?
Right. That's first sound system.
Right, bro.
Right.
Like, and I feel like it's always awesome to meet somebody that's been with you for so long that you finally get a chance to meet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I heard so many great things about you, Jeff, in New England. You've been jamming my music for 25 years. I heard so many great things about you, bro. It's good to meet you. You feel
It's
me?
funny, man. You're great with fans, and I one of the things that I respect you the most about is you truly understand that they were a part of you moving, coming up, and without them there would be a missing piece of the puzzle. And I can see you appreciate people and relationships, and even just when we were at Hogs and we were outside and you run into the people that you were just in Mexico with, that you ran into randomly, that
Right, right.
like real experiences with fans, I feel like are just something that is so overlooked by people that need fans. I mean,
Real
and
talk.
because that experience didn't translate to him, that experience translated to his entire family.
Bro, I just had a young man drive 3 hours on a scooter to meet me in Indianapolis,
Wow.
Indiana, right?
Wow.
Shout out to homie. Homie made me a sword emulating the one on the Street Life cover that's in my name, right?
Wow.
And he took his time and he put this together, bro. He's sending me day by day,
Wow.
I don't take it for granted, like this is somebody not only spend money with you, they let you in their mental hard drive for and space they could be using somewhere else.
Right.
And I don't take it for granted, and these same people support you. These same people, bro, if you got sick, believe it or not, will be throwing a GoFundMe for you.
Absolutely. Well, a lot of what you were talking about
Mhm.
in your lyrics and things that you write down and you say in songs are experiences that you've experienced, and they're almost lessons for people.
Talk
So
real talk.
so you truly are teaching people things that they learn. I mean, I know I learned a lot from just listening to y'all and Cash Money and who else I listened to, like, and love music.
Real
Like, I
talk.
learned a lot from music, just growing up. And catching game from it, learn how to talk to girls from it,
Mhm, mhm.
just things that you should and shouldn't do, like whatever it may be, you definitely catch something, and there's always those special moments. So they sit with those people forever. There
Man,
is no expiration date.
a lot of these cats and little mamas, they have uncles and aunts. So a lot of this music, they really were raised up off of it. And they'll tell you. And that means a lot, bro. Just think you could have kept that to yourself of a lesson that was not so flattering about yourself, but it was something to learn from it and that you wanted to share it.
Right.
And you helped save somebody. Man, I got bull cool people that express themselves to me. And the awesome thing that I end up learning about the documentary, we'll get to that, is that the music was therapy for me, getting it off,
Right.
expressing it, and I didn't know, and it helped me is just as much as it helped them, if not more.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it was almost your release,
Yeah.
and it was their lesson.
Right.
Right. So there's a circle that goes there.
Right.
And you know, it just the circle of life, man. But it truly connects to people when you talk about real experiences, you know, and it stays there forever. But what would be your, and I mean, you talk about somebody driving 3 hours on a motorbike. That's pretty crazy on a moped. But what would be your craziest fan experience?
My craziest fan experience, all right.
Because I have one in mind.
I got one in mind too. It might have been when I had a chance to hang out with you at a bar
in Lexington.
Oh my God.
Okay, we gotta think about the same one.
Oh my God. So guess what, bro?
right.
I've had this to happen to me. A lot of cats would meet each other and they be like, "Look, what's up, bro? Let's smoke one, bro. I know you be on that real gas, that man, that Enrique, not the Hector." You know what I'm saying? Like they know about me worldwide, right? I get with a cat in Lexington.
I think so, yeah.
Rupp's Arena.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ruff Arena, yeah.
So he said, "Look, I want to get the meet and greet and we going to hang out." I'm like, cool, no doubt, right? I meet him downstairs. I said, "Cool, man." We chopping it up. We walk off. Homie say, let's burn a doobie. I'm like, "For sure, we burn a doobie, no doubt." I walk off about a block and a half. Not trying to get ourselves in trouble here, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
So I sit up there and he's sipping on a little something. I roll up a J, hitting the J, talking to him and his girl. We like, "Yeah, no doubt." He hitting it. He like, man, I ain't smoking a long time, bro. But you know, to be smoking with you, is, oh man, it tastes good. I said, "Nah, no doubt, right?" We talking. Yeah, so like, about 3 more minutes go by. He like, "Man, I can't even believe, right?" Next thing you know, bam, he hit the ground. I'm like, oh my God. His girl look at me. I'm like, he just passed out. She like, no, he should be all right. I'm like, so wait, you're used to this shit? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hold on, bro. So I'm like, let's get him up, mama. Let's get him up. So we get him up. He get up. Man, you good? Yeah, man, yeah, homie. I'm cool, bro. I'm cool. I said, all right, no doubt. Hit this. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? Like, what? I said, yeah. We in this now. We in this. We gonna finish this. So he like, "Yeah, man, just, I've been up. I've been drinking a little bit. You gotta bear with me." I said, "It's all good, man. I'm not a heavy drinker." So I'm hitting the gas, reaching back to him. He hit it a few more times. He like, "Yeah, man." He said, "Yeah, man, I'm feeling this. Man, this is pretty good. Where you got this from, man?" You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Man, I just came into the city, you dig?" Man, he hit it like 2 more times. So I look on the main street, I turn back. He passed out again. Boom, boom, hit the ground. Right? So this time he's laid pretty much adjacent to the street. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, "Say, baby, your man just passed out again." She's like, "Yeah." I say, once again, she is not shocked. It's kind of messing with me. And she's a nurse. I'm perfect, right? So is this your handler? You know what I'm saying? So this time, I get him up, I sit him up. Okay, he shits on himself. I say, "Hold on, bro."
Yeah.
So there's a puddle of muddy water just floating underneath him, right? I'm like, "Hold on, bro. You just shed yourself, bro." He like, "Huh?" I said, "Yeah, that's definitely, that wasn't there before." So he's like, "Oh, man. Oh, bro." I'm like, "It's all good. I guess this type of shit happens, pun intended, right?" I like, "This type of shit happens. So cool, right? You're not hitting this no more. Though.
Nope.
Not touching this." Right? So he like, "Oh, man, I need to change. I said, "You know what, better yet, here, you take this and you hold that. I don't even need to hit this no more, right?" You calm yourself down. He took like another pull, bro. Dude passed out again and went for a double shit. Another little extra run of mud,
Oh,
God.
So
I'm like, bro, okay. So we get him up. Now he got a puddle of shit on his shoes. I'm like, bro, okay, so this shit really happened. So I said, check us out, bro. You're gonna be no good for this concert.
No.
It was good meeting you.
Right.
Right? And it's all good.
I'm out.
You know what I'm saying? So he was like, nah, it's all good. I totally get it, bro. My girl gonna get me home. I said, man, if you can go change or something, maybe you can come to the show. He looked back, it's not happening. So yeah, for the record, it was just regular cannabis.
So the funniest part about that to me, well, one of the funniest parts is, well, first of all, it's funny that when I bring up a story that I didn't tell you that I was going to bring up, that's the one you go with, because I knew that was definitely had to be one of the crazier ones. But the funny, because you're right. So that was early on in the No Limit reunion tour. So you and I we knew each other, but we hadn't really sat down and completely talked yet. So you and I were sitting down and getting to know each other. And you went to that meeting.
Right.
And I was still at the bar when you came back.
Right.
And the funniest part was your face was different. You walked in and you sat down and go, man, I need a drink. And we got a scotch and we sat there and you took a sip and you go, you're not gonna believe what just happened. You
ain't gonna believe this shit.
You ain't gonna believe this shit, literally. And man,
shout out to homie though, bro. Like, man, he know he is. He's gonna see this. Yeah, I've never put his name out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, bro.
Oh man, you know,
you want to call the story? You got to be shitting me.
Oh man,
you got to be shitting me.
But definitely one of the craziest stories I've ever heard, man. Bro. That's nuts, man. But I feel like it also goes to show the testament of, once again, how much people care. You know, people want to be a part, and smoking with you would be, as if you listen to you guys' music, that'd be something that.
Right.
You know,
who
you
got
probably
that fire?
Want to do, you know,
you're gonna vibe out. You know what I'm
absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's
Smoke
awesome,
with the
man.
big dogs.
Yeah,
right.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what you got going on now. So I know you got we were just talking about probably doing a project and doing some stuff together.
Of course.
You know, you're always doing music, dropping stuff. You know,
always.
You know, shout out to Jet Life and everybody
Jet Life
that's going on right now. But let's talk about the documentary.
Let's go. Okay, so for the last 2 years, I decided to document stories and just remembering things.
Right.
I sat down somewhere in Hammond, at this studio similar like this, and I started one way and then went another way. And I realized that the help I had, and I realized that I saw things differently. I saw them as they happened then, but I see them how it helped me. And I said I was going to document it. So I have this documentary called The Baddest Alive. It's a 3-part docuseries, and it explains from my very beginning, from the very, very beginning, up into my present activities. And it's super cool to know that there's a lot of therapy in there.
Right.
There's a lot of therapy in there. There's a lot of things that I didn't think I would survive. Easily been thrown in jail, could have been murdered on the streets behind, just being green to things, right?
Right.
And it also embarks on the fact that I end up becoming a writer, a professional writer for others in the music business, producer, an A&R. And I've worked with the likes of No Limit Records, right? Big Boy Records, all great tenures in these establishments. Ruff Ryders, right? I did an album with 3 6 Mafia.
Wow.
A successful album with 3 6 Mafia. And to be an A&R for Atlantic Records, right? And I was just, and successfully independently.
Right.
So I had to document this and put this into the Baddest Alive documentary.
That's awesome.
Thank you, bro.
No, man, and shout out to DMX and those guys, man.
Shout out to DNY. I talked to D the other day from Ruff Ryders. Everything is crazy. A kid growing up here in New Orleans that was valet parking vehicles at Bella Luna, a restaurant in the French Quarters. I used to valet park. I need to think his name. I do this every time. What's my guy? This is not cool. He's like the father of jazz here. Help me out, bro. He always wore a suit, afro. This is not cool, bro. I do this every time.
I don't know who you're talking about.
This is not cool. So when we get a chance in editing, they're gonna do it.
We're gonna fix it.
They're gonna go ahead and type that underneath. All right. So right here, the name of guy, right? Boom. Car I was valet parking his Rolls Royce, listening to jazz music. Saying to myself, why is he listening to so much damn jazz music? Every time I valet his car.
It's because of him.
But this was that dude, right? This was that dude, bro.
That's crazy.
And valeted his car every time he came over. And I wrote Desmond Their Family on the back of the valet tickets while parking these cars.
Wow.
I could have been effing off my time. But I wrote Desmond Their Family, Streets Ain't Safe, The Baddest Alive, Only a Few, Take My Pain, Live Me Long, I wrote these songs on the back of valet tickets, working as a valet at Bella Luna.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, that's a lesson right there. That's a lesson for artists.
Do something with your time.
Do something. Well, make money, but never lose the dream.
Bro, I tell our drivers this. Me and my wife tell the drivers this. I say, bro, there's no better than being a person that is pursuing their dreams that could be on the clock while they get to think about their dreams.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely.
Oh, to wheel it out.
To wheel it out, right. 100%. Well, and that documentary played at the film festival, right?
It did. Shout out to New Orleans Black Film Festival. It headlined the film festival. It did well. We got a standing ovation. Man, one sister at the end of the evening told me, brother, that was tastefully done. And it hit me right then and there what she meant. What she meant. And I was like, bro. She knew we could have went all kind of ways.
Right.
Right? But that was dope. And it will be airing, I say, sometimes for the new year.
Awesome.
Yeah, it should be available on all your outlets. By all means, when you get a chance, check it out. It's called The Baddest Alive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, what do you think about the Super Bowl? How do you feel about New Orleans not having an artist on stage perform at the Super Bowl?
That's kind of, that question been going heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, how I feel about the Super Bowl. If my people wasn't hurt about it, I wouldn't be hurt about it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We done dealt with so much and went through so much, bro.
Oh, I
we
hear
done
you.
endured so much. You feel me?
No, I hear you.
We build our own.
Right.
If that's the case. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
Right.
since my people heard about it, I'm disgruntled.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It would be nice.
It would be nice.
But
my thing is, it's like LA gets their moment, Atlanta gets their moment, Miami gets their moment.
I guess if you didn't start it off like that, right?
Right.
Right. So yeah.
You know, now coming back around in New Orleans, and Kendrick was just on the West Coast one.
This is true.
Why are we not highlighting the city?
I agree.
It's a national moment to highlight the city you're in.
I agree. I'm just so used to the hating, Dave.
Oh, I know,
I'm
man.
so used of the discomfort of our culture and the love for it at the same time. It's like it's
a yin and the yang for sure.
It's so horrible, bro. It's like if you could get in my yard and pull the fruit, and you feel like if you've been stealing it this long, why pay for it now? That's a perspective of the culture here. And another perspective is like how you not acknowledge the birthplace of jazz, which is the birthplace of hip hop.
Right. Right.
Jazz created hip hop.
Right.
So what am I missing?
Right.
And where is the final conclusion of appreciation?
Right. Where do we stand?
That's all.
Yeah, where do we stand?
Right.
Where do we stand in your life,
right,
man?
Right,
and it always seems on a national stage they seem to drop the ball on us. But you know,
we're building toward it. It's about having it organized. I agree with that. Yeah, we're organizing it more.
I agree.
Yeah,
the music business culture down here is seems to be starting to back to organize again.
Right.
What would be your top 5 lyricists of Louisiana?
Wow, top 5 lyricists.
Because to me, you're one of them. So
thank you. Wow, thank you. Top 5 lyricists. Offhand, this has nothing to do with eras.
No.
This has nothing to do with eras. Me personally, top 5 MCs. You have Lil Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
You have Mia X. You have Mac.
Mac.
Tripping. You hear me? You have 5 ain't enough.
I know.
Wow, 5
5
ain't
ain't
enough.
enough.
Oh man. I would put sheesh. I would put myself in 3D Nutty. 5 ain't enough.
Man,
Though.
5 ain't enough.
5 ain't enough.
But we got to stop it somewhere. It's got to be a Mount Rushmore at some point.
And 5 ain't enough because, like, 5 ain't enough. 5 ain't enough.
You can add a couple more if you want.
Spitter.
Okay.
5 ain't enough.
Juvie.
Thank you. Juvie. LG.
LG, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
5 ain't enough, bro.
No, I don't know. But shout out to Mia X.
Yeah,
shout
of
out
course.
to everybody else that mentioned.
Man, Tim Smooth, Bust Down, Devious, MC Thick, Gregory,
Oh man,
come on. Right.
Listen, the culture and the creativeness has been down here forever.
I forget his name. Damn. Yeah, but yeah, you're right.
There's so many.
Great question for sure.
But all right. Well, listen, man, we could keep talking forever, but
Of course.
I think I'm gonna move on to the last question.
Okay.
But at the same time, we're gonna do another one of these for sure.
For sure, of course.
What brings elation to you in your life?
What brings elation to me in my life is providing QOL for my loved ones and being able to enjoy quality of life with them.
That's good. Yeah, I know you're a family man.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense in your answer.
I love.
Right.
You hear me?
And I also feel like that question can change depending on where you're at in your life. Because back in the day when it wasn't about family, it was about music and about other things. Music probably and rapping and staying in the studio was the elation. And then now as we're all getting older and we got families and kids. There's nothing like the time that you get with your kids,
That is very much true. But of course, excuse me, there's a variety of that. My biggest, before having all those awesome and wonderful accomplishments, the elation was to be able to do a song with somebody and not only be a fan, but now that's my peer.
Right.
Snoop Dogg.
Right.
UGK.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
8Ball and MJG.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mia X.
Right.
Those were huge elations.
Right. Absolutely.
Examples of elation.
Absolutely.
100%. Yeah. And also, like, man, my whole ploy, Charlie Braxton, shout out to Charlie Braxton. He was telling me, Fiend, if anybody know your music, they know what's up with you, man. You've been a kid all your whole life, just trying to take care of mama. I was like, wait up, motherfucker. You heard me? But it was he was just giving me one page.
One page.
And I was like, bro. So that was also a huge thing for me as a young artist. That constantly jumped in the way of my artistry. You got to take care of home.
Right. Absolutely.
You got to pay the bills.
You got to pay bills.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you and your socials and your new music coming out and all that stuff?
You can meet me in the trap. No, I'm saying. But on Instagram, I'm 504. Yes, I'm from the South, deep South New Orleans. So we say O. So 0 is gonna be O. All right. So 504Fiend. That's FIEND. I am Fiend for the Money on Twitter. FIEND. The number 4 DA Money. On Snapchat, it's Fiend Womp Womp. You heard me? FIEND WHOMP. And I got an IMDb page.
There you go.
You know so get me in the film world.
There you go.
Get in the film world. Look me up. I got some credits out there on some things that'll probably shock you.
And what was the last single you put out?
The last single, I got a single out right now with a sister called Sweet Lisa. She's a Southern Soul artist. She redid Mr. Big Stuff.
Okay.
Right? And she featured me on it. You hear me?
Awesome.
Shout out to Roy Chip. He reproduced it. Mia threw me the alley-oop, said you need to get on the song. And it's nominated for Grammy.
There you go.
Hey, man, keep your fingers and your toes crossed.
Shout out to relationships,
Shout out to relationships.
Absolutely.
Right?
All right. Well, great, man. Well, thanks for having me today. I appreciate you coming through, man.
Anytime. This is my good friend and our brother Dave, man. I'm so proud of this guy. You know
Thanks,
what I'm saying?
man.
He planted a seed and he's watching it grow, and I'm excited to see what comes from this.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No doubt, my brother. No
All right,
doubt.
man. Thanks for joining us on the Elation Podcast.